So in Gunpoint, one of the main things you do is switch to a mode called Crosslink, or you use a device called the Crosslink to switch to a special mode where you can rewire stuff in a building. So you can rewire a light switch to a security door, and that means when a guard tries to turn the lights back on, he will inadvertently open the door for you, and you can get in. It's pretty much the main mechanic of the game, and when you switch to the mode, you see the whole level in a kind of blueprinty, kind of glowy, outliney view. And I wanted a really cool noise when you switch to that. And there's a program for making noises like that called BFXer online, BFXer. And it's like a character creator for sounds. So you just adjust a bunch of sliders and it creates a sound based on things like, let me just look it up so I'll quote something authentic rather than making shit up on the spot. Okay, things like attack time, sustain time, punch, decay time, compression, frequency, frequency cutoff, frequency slide, delta slide, vibrato depth, vibrato speed, harmonics, harmonics fall off, pitch jump, repeat speed. Pitch jump, repeat speed is all one thing. Anyway, it's a lot of things you don't understand. You tweak the sliders and it makes an interesting noise like this, or that. So I asked on the Gunpoint site if anyone would like to have a mess around with this program and make a sound for it, and in exchange for which I will use your sound and say I used your sound in the credits, which is not that great a deal, but amazingly lots of people did. So apart from just saying thanks to everyone who took the time to make one, which was really cool to see, I also want to play them for you and tell you what I think of them. And the first one I've got here is from Johannes Spielman. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Sounds like this. I quite like that one. That's it's quite punchy for something that's switching to a mode. Like, it would probably sound more appropriate for firing a laser at somebody. But that's on the shortlist so far. Of the one total, it's on the one item long shortlist. This one is by Truman Ingersoll, who I very much hope is going to do something really intellectually intimidating with his life, because that name is terrifying and brilliant. Wow! The sound is terrifying and brilliant. That is maybe a better sound for stabbing somebody in a shower. Ben Royal. Ooh, ooh. Yes. That is one where if I don't end up using it for crossing mode, I think I would like to use it for something else, because that's a really nice, chunky thump. That's Matthew Puku. That's an amazing noise, but I don't think it's going to work for Crosslink mode again, because it's quite long and it's going to make a big deal of the mode switch, which is something that you can switch in and out of Crosslink mode like very, very quickly. In fact, it's because it's assigned to the mouse wheel. You could probably just like scroll your mouse wheel like that and switch a million times, and lots and lots of instances of that sound would get crazy. When I did my little mouse wheel scroll there, I turned the volume up to maximum. Nice one, Tom. Fuck! Okay. I'm going to turn that down. Jesus, that's actually quite alarming at any volume. That is by W. Havercroft, who, oh, I have to imagine him living in a mansion wearing a smoking jacket composing this sound. That's a fantastic name. I am W. Havercroft, and this is my sound. Tuvan is next. Ooh. Feels like an electronic shiver. Actually, yeah, I like that. I'm picturing it. If it had, I think Tuvan himself may have said this, but again, I don't have the actual comments people supplied when they sent these sounds in. But I think he said that it would be good if it had like a sort of wave-in effect, or maybe like a sweep effect as you switch in, which is absolutely true. But the crucial disadvantage of that idea is that it requires some work on my part. John Gin or John Gin? Ooh. I like that one, it's kind of glassy. I'm going to turn that up a bit in case it's not loud enough. Crosslink mode in a weird way should be comforting, because you're a spy and you're breaking into these places, and the building itself is a very hostile and intimidating place with all these security measures designed to keep you out, and when you switch to Crosslink mode, that's like your territory, that's where you can fuck with these systems, and it's kind of your turf, you know. When you're looking at that screen, that's when you feel confident and free to mess around with it. Fuck it out. That was lethargy. That's an extraordinary noise, lethargy. I think it's probably going to destroy people if I make it the Crosslink noise though. This one is from the werewolf, which is nice. Oh. That'd be a great noise for when Crosslink is completely broken and you try and switch to it and it can't quite boot up. It sounds like it's something going wrong. This one is from Who Dat Tweeter, and although I don't have the info from these that were submitted, I do remember that he said this was definitely the right sound for Crosslink, which shows a heartening level of confidence. Huh, that is pretty good. Quite a throaty one, that. Roman Levin. Whoa. That sounds like a church for robots. I quite like it. Pete. Pete's is very short, I like that. Doesn't quite feel like a transition though, it almost feels like something that will be looping as you're using it. He may have said that when he submitted it, I didn't. Like I say, I don't have that info. George has submitted 2. This is his one for switching into Crosslink mode. That's I like that. It's very sci-fi. That one might work if you kind of compress it down to. It's currently reads as 0 seconds, but it needs to be even less than 0 seconds. It needs to be like a fraction of that. And this is George's for stopping. Ooh, yes. That's excellent. Fido. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I assume it's a pun on the dog name, but it's spelled P-H-Y-D-A-U-X. Okay. Again, I think I'm on borders on the scary. Next one is from Humfuzz. I like that name. Ooh. That reminds me of a really old game, and it's Chucky Egg. Wurzel. What? Jesus Christ. Okay. If Crosslink mode involved spaceships taking off, that would probably be about the right length. That is going to be way too long for switching into this mode though, because you, like I say, you're going to be doing a lot. Here's one from Jeff Core. Jeff Core, who is definitely going to become a supervillain in later life. Before Cortex was Cortex, he was Jeff Core. Ooh. Maybe he'll become a supervillain of his excellent sound making ability. Yeah, I like that one. I've already forgotten the names of all the others I liked, so I'm going to have to watch this video back to find out what my shortlist is. But Jeff Core is definitely on it. That's really satisfying. Derek Sheehan. Fuck! Jesus Christ! That was on less than half volume. That's a... Okay, that combines lots of other things from previous sounds. It's very Doctor Who, it's very long, it's very scary, and is probably making too big a deal of the switch into Crosslink mode. It's a cool sound though. Kevin. What an extraordinary noise. Yeah, this is. I'm going to sound like a stuck record, but again, it's a nice sound that's probably too dramatic for what I want it to be. This is also from Kevin, which is, and it's for turning it off. Like that. I like the disappointment in that, the inherent kind of, oh well, I guess I'm done with Crosslink now. Arctem. A little bit scratchy. The right kind of like tone though. Ooh, this one is named Chris V Arctem, which I think is let me get it straight. I think Chris remixing Arctem's noise, which is awesome. That's because he posted it in the comments on my blog, so people could see it. That's very good. That actually removes the scratchiness that that wasn't quite right about Arctem's original sound. I like that one. Very very like echoey and electronic. So yeah, that is the lot, I hope, unless you sent me one since then. Thanks a lot to everybody. I'm sorry if I said something mean about yours. It wasn't attemptedly mean, it was just I got a lot of these and I have to be quite discerning to figure out which one I should actually use. And also I have something quite specific in mind, but I'm not very good at communicating what it is, so I definitely should have said they needed to be very short. I should have said that they shouldn't be too big a deal, if that's an adjective for a sound. And yeah, there were some really, really good ones in there. I think I've definitely got ones that are much, much better than anything I was going to make. So that's really cool. What I might do is maybe take one that I like and mutate it a bit and tweak some of the sliders, because the great thing about this is people sent them as links and those go to the actual site where they were made and you can play with the sliders. And like I say, there are some there that I'd like to use for other things in Gunpoint just because they're really cool. And I will get in touch with you if that's the case with your thing.